So, this week has been a super annoying one as far as what keeps getting called cancel culture, which is just the dumbest fucking thing, guys. And, like, seriously, anyone trying to convince you that cancel culture is a real threat thinks that you're stupid. And you do your damnedest to prove them right every time you repeat their ridiculous bullshit. So the big ones that have happened this week, Dr. Seuss's estate, who own his intellectual property, they took a look and said, hey, these 6 books that no one buys anymore, there's some drawings in them that look kind of racist. So maybe, good excuse for us to not publish these books anymore. Makes us look good. And they're not selling anyway, because really they're not. These are the ones that, like, you have to go to the library to get. Of everyone I've seen, I had heard of 3 of these books, and I am a teacher, and I wrote some papers on Seuss, so maybe I had a little advantage, but everyone that I've talked to so far, like, the top number was 2. They've heard of 2 of the books that are no longer being published. But yeah, that's a company making a decision about their brand, which you would think that the guys who are always talking about how great free market capitalism is, like, you would think this would really get their dick hard, and it doesn't. They're mad because these books that, even if they had read them, I guarantee they haven't in the last, like, 20, 30 years. So, yeah, they're very mad that the militant cancel culture left has decided to, I guess they, like, threatened to murder Dr. Seuss's estate, or, they didn't do anything or even really comment on it, just, hey, Dr. Seuss drew some kind of racist stuff. Like, everybody's known that for decades. I read the book of his war cartoons when I was 17, and that was quite a long while ago. So, yeah, that's the first not actually cancel culture thing that was going on real big this week. The next one is Pepe Le Pew, who again is not really getting canceled. I mean, it's not like they went back and took all of his cartoons off of HBO Max or anything like that. It's really just like Pepe Le Pew, who literally is just, like, not a real character. His entire shtick is, like, he wants to rape a cat. And I'm sorry, if you feel like bringing down Pepe Le Pew is an attack on your culture, you need to worry about how much of your culture is centered around trying to rape a cat. Because that's literally, like, all there is to him. He doesn't have, like, backstory or characterization. He is horny, and he thinks a cat is a skunk, and he's gonna fuck it. And that is, like, his whole character. Every single Pepe Le Pew cartoon, that's it. He wants to fuck a cat, and the cat doesn't want to, but he's gonna. We call that sexual assault or rape. We do have a word for it. And that's all there is to it. And I've seen some really weird takes on this one. Some people saying, hey, it was a different time, which, it was, but it's not that time now. And that's what I've never really gotten about that argument, is like, yeah, there were some things in the 50s that were way more acceptable, but we as a society decided that no, actually, they should not be. And we live in that society now. Other weird takes I've seen are like, well, why aren't they canceling Speedy Gonzales? And this kind of, it points out to me how little these guys know about like the Looney Tunes and their current iterations, because two things. The biggest redesign, not counting the Lunatics, which I may one day make a video on because it was an awful and stupid idea, but the Lunatics was like the biggest change they ever made to Looney Tunes. They said it in the future. They were the descendants of the original Looney Tunes. It was an action cartoon. It was just the worst. But beyond that, the biggest really reformation of the Looney Tunes since the Space Jam era was the Looney Tunes show. The Looney Tunes show was more of a sitcom in which all of the Looney Tunes were characters in the sitcom. And Pepe Le Pew, like, he's not one of those characters. That's the thing. There are a few characters from classic Looney Tunes that are there just to, like, show up in the background, or maybe one or two lines, but they're not developed. And when people make the Speedy Gonzales argument, like, Speedy was developed. And they purposely, like, shied away from any kind of stereotype that they had. So, like, they totally rebranded Speedy Gonzales. And, like, Slowpoke Rodriguez doesn't even show up, right? So, that's different. Like, he didn't get canceled because they were able to change the character. But the thing about Speedy Gonzales is he had a character. It may not have been a super deep one, but he had a character. He is a clever mouse. He cares about his community. And he's very fast, right? There are aspects to a character that you can work with and turn him into good representation, which I think they actually worked at, you know. He's a small business owner, entrepreneur, still cares a lot about his community, still cares about being a good friend, and any of the connotations of his behavior, actions, or anything related to his ethnicity are totally gone. It works. But I have the distinct feeling that the people whose culture is trying to rape a cat haven't been too up on the current Looney Tuneverse. And if they had, they would know things like, you know, Pepe Le Pew isn't. We've got more Wile E. Coyote content right now than Pepe Le Pew. It wasn't ever really that he was canceled. It was somebody writing like a single op-ed saying, hey, this character's a rapist. I sure hope he's not in this new Space Jam movie. And then Warner Brothers kind of saying, yeah, he's not. But like he was really sort of, I maybe call it soft canceled years ago. And nobody gave a shit. And then the third one is maybe the most annoying to me. Because the thing is, the other two are really just loud conservatives who have been duped by the internet and by memes and by fucking idiot pricks like Tucker Carlson. And I totally get that, right? And yeah, sure, you can make fun of them and you can consider them totally dumbass fucking rubes, but we already know that about them, right? And they spent the past like 20 years just proving to us how much they'll fucking fall for anything. So we don't have to be surprised or annoyed. It's almost getting easy to tune them out right now, which is a danger. And I don't know if there's going to be a video on that in the future. There should be. I probably won't make it though. I'm being kind of a lazy cunt lately. So anyway, a lot of really, really, really annoying and condescending young white girls making videos about Eminem in which they say things like, oh honey, oh child, "Oh baby," and talk about how hardcore and like nasty Eminem is, and how anything you want to cancel him over is like he's been way nicer in the past decade. Like that's him with the volume already turned down, and guys, just fucking give it a rest. Like Eminem is not gonna give a shit that you're out here talking about how badass he was in the 90s. He's never gonna know. But how dumb your videos are, like the whole rest of the world is gonna know. But also, like, you don't have to be a condescending prick. Like, a little bit of research would tell you nobody's trying to cancel Eminem any more than anyone ever really tried to, ever. I mean, I remember when I was in high school, Eminem had already been going strong for a couple years. And then there was, I believe it was Glad at the time, saying, "Hey, this guy uses a lot of homophobic language. Maybe we shouldn't buy him a new house by purchasing up all of his albums." And then really everyone said, "Nah, it's cool." And then Elton John was like, "He's actually a decent dude. He just says that, slurs a lot." Which, I don't know, that was kind of weird too. Elton John and Eminem on the same stage. But there's also a lot of members of the community who said, "Hey, maybe Elton John, who is like a senior citizen and spent the majority of his career in a very flamboyant closet, maybe he's not the best judge of like who is not homophobic." And that's their conversation to have. But the real point is, like, nobody's really canceling Eminem. As far as I was able to trace this back, there were a couple of TikTokers who were like, "Eminem fucking sucks." And you know what? Hey, guess what? When I was 15, I said that a whole bunch. So, white ladies of the internet, if you want to make a stupid, fucking condescending video to me about, "Oh baby, Eminem was being nice when he said that. Oh baby, oh child, oh honey, Eminem is way more." No, he's just a guy. He's like everyone else that was shocking parents in the Halcyon MTV early 2000s days. It's okay. He made some really good music, and he still is making some good music, but like, this is unnecessary. This is like the people who talk about how Hot Topic used to be this like scary goth place, and like it wasn't. You were 13, so you were easily impressed by shit, but Hot Topic has always been what Hot Topic is, really. I know, because I spent a lot of time there when I did not want to. That's what happens when you try to impress girls, and there's only like one mall within a 2-hour radius of where you live. You become acquainted with different aspects of the culture that those girls are in. It didn't work, by the way. I just don't want to leave you guys hanging there. But yeah, I can tell you, Hot Topic has pretty much always been Hot Topic. And if you thought it was a scary, dark, goth place when you were a teenager, it's because you were fucking 13. And you don't know what fucking scary is when you're 13. Jesus Christ, you people. Don't be fucking stupid, alright? Just don't. Knock it off. They're counting on you to be dumb. Don't fucking prove them right all the time. For fuck's sake.